Adapter is a structural design pattern which allows incompatible objects to collaborate. In our real-life example, we want to charge our phone from an electrical socket. However, mains voltage is 230 and phone requires only 5, otherwise you would destroy it. The only way to make this charging happen is to adapt voltage by adding additional power converter in between. By adapting voltage, you can make these two objects to collaborate. The adapter acts as a wrapper between two objects. It catches calls from one object and transforms them to format and interface recognizable by the second object. In our Java example, we will try to fit square pegs into round holes. Round hole is our main class that takes radius as a parameter in a constructor and check if radius of round peg is equal or smaller than this hole. You can clearly see here a problem that the checking objects need to return radius, otherwise the fitting check is not possible. So now let's implement a class that represents our round peg object. Implementation is pretty straightforward. This class has a radius in double type format as a field to represent values in floating point accuracy. It is fully compatible with our round hole because it represents round object and with that returns radius. Next we have a square version of peg. It takes a width as a parameter in a constructor. In this case we can only calculate an area of it by taking a width into power of 2, which makes a total sense. In a real-life scenario, let's imagine that this class was developed by a previous development team and we have to integrate it into our program. Also, we cannot change the source code because it's coming from the external library. In situations like this, we have to use the star of this show. To create adapter, first we have to extend the class by inheritance from round peg. Now we have to keep reference to the square peg as a private field of this class and assign it during creation. Once we have access to the public methods of round peg, we have to override it with our custom logic. To get the minimum radius that can fit this peg, we have to multiply half of the widths and by 2 and calculate root square from everything. At this point our class is ready to be used in our round hole class. On the client side, all we have to do is to create all classes. Next, create adapter based on square pegs and enjoy using fits methods interchangeably for everything. The adapter pattern is pretty common in Java code. It's very often used in systems based on some legacy code. In such cases, adapters make legacy code work with modern classes. Subscribe for more videos like this one.